The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of Melonie Yelvington and Kimberly Taylor and are for entertainment purposes only. We mean no disrespect to the victims nor their families. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to hit that subscribe and follow button and like us. Veil of Humanity is a weekly podcast where we give you a look behind the human-like mask killers wear. So let's dive on in. What is up, my crime crazy people? Welcome to Veil of Humanity. We are your hosts, Melonie Yelvington
and Kimberly Taylor.
Trigger warnings today are murder, attempted murder, and cannibalism.
Dun, dun, dun.
And today we're going to be bringing you the disgusting case of Austin Harrouff, who murdered John Stevens and his wife, Michelle Mischon, to death with a machete in 2016. Reportedly, when deputies arrived on the scene, Harrouff was eating Mr. Stevens' face.
Oh my God.
Right? Ugh.
Ugh.
I uttered a shake at the I shudder.
Blah, 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 blah.
No, I shudder to think of that sight, honestly. That's, oof.
Oh my God, I can't imagine. So y'all, grab your favorite beverage, a pillow to scream into, and yes, possibly a barf bag as we begin our journey into this wild, wild case.
And just in case you didn't know, we are a fan of the cursey words, so we might be dropping a few or a lot in this case.
Yes, bitch.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Bess. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay. So on August 15th, 2016, Martin County Sheriff's deputies found 19-year-old Austin Harrouff on top of the bloodied 59-year-old John Stevens III, gnawing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I said that right. Gnawing on his face and making growling sounds.
Wow.
So we have a Hannibal Lecter
For real.
going psycho
for real
on the
Hannibal.
case now. This is what's going on. So there is a picture, and we'll post this like on our social media so everyone can see it since we're not filming right now, but it's showing him right after they arrested him, and he is just bloodied and mouth agape.
And it looks like they're got him. That's the gurney.
Strapped down.
He's on the gurney.
Yeah, he is.
They're getting him strapped down.
You can tell that
He's
elevator's
very out
not
of it,
all
though.
there.
He's like out of it.
Man, that is...
He's not alert.
No. So in the garage of the Stevens home on Southeast Kokomo Lane, deputies found 53-year-old Michelle Mischon, Mr. Stevens' wife, beaten, bloodied, and unresponsive. Oh, what a good-looking couple.
Yeah,
an older
they are.
couple, very nice looking.
She has beautiful eyes.
She does.
Wow.
So, as the Jupiter teen was taken that night to St. Mary's Medical Center in West Palm Beach, he said that he ate something bad. When asked what it was, he replied, humans.
Oh my. Did he really say that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine being that nurse and, what did you eat today? I ate a human.
Right?
I'm sorry, come again, sir? I beg your pardon?
Is this a new diet?
What is this diet? Because I don't think I want it. I'm good.
Oh, wow.
Have you ever curiously thought, what do we taste like?
No.
No.
I have not.
I love a good zombie movie, but
the human flesh, no.
I mean, if it came down worst case scenario, even then, I don't think I could do it. I would become vegan.
Well, you remember the movie that flight or something crashed and they
About
had to,
in the Andes, the soccer team.
and they had to eat each other after they were frozen to stay alive.
Well, it was pretty common though, and then with like shipwrecks and stuff that were coming across, voyages and stuff. I mean, it's been a very common practice for centuries, years, and there's still islands and tribes out there that are still practicing cannibals.
I'm kind of glad that I don't eat a whole lot now.
Me too.
Because if ever situation ever arose, I'm like, 5 bites and I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good. Just give me a couple bites.
I got a 5 bite minimum and I'm good.
One piece of bread fills my stomach up. I had gastric sleeve
Please,
for y'all going,
please.
what the fuck are y'all talking about? Gastric sleeve, it slims your stomach down.
Yeah.
So he was charged with first-degree murder, and a doctor diagnosed him with a case of clinical lycanthropy delusions, also known as werewolf syndrome.
What in the world is
Wow.
that? What is that? Is it real?
It is. I have heard of it.
I'm dying to hear this. How you come to that diagnosis?
I have never heard of somebody being. It's a rare psychiatric syndrome that involves a delusion that the affected person can transform into, has transformed into, or is an animal. Its name is associated with the mythical condition of lycanthropy, a supernatural affliction in which humans are said to physically shapeshift into wolves. So on November 4, 2019, a trial was scheduled. However, it remains unclear whether Harrouff, his attorneys, and prosecutors would put on their case for a jury. For a more in-depth look, we have a timeline of the case. So let's go through this and kind of just discuss it step by step. So on August 15, 2016, Austin Harrouff, at the age of 19, oh my gosh, he's such a baby, leaves dinner with his father, Wade Harrouff, his sister, and his father's girlfriend at Duffy's Sports Grill in Jupiter, and goes to his mother's home. There, after acting strangely and drinking cooking oil, nope, his mother drives him back to Duffy's. And eventually, and after another fight with his father, he leaves and finds himself wandering the streets near Southeast Kokomo Lane. So he's high on oil, if that's even a thing, and wandering the streets.
I was gonna say, is there?
You get a high from it?
What
does it do
I would
to
think
you?
that you would get sick as a dog drinking cooking oil. My God,
I mean,
that is just. That's like a heart attack waiting
waiting.
to happen.
That sounds, ugh. Like, I don't even like the smell of cooking oil.
My God.
So, friends and family say that John and Michelle spent most of their time in their garage entertaining guests and relaxing, which is kind of, a very common thing to do. You just kind of make your garage into, like, your hangout space.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a garage, but I'd turn my back patio into it,
Yeah, I mean, whatever. My aunt and uncle used to when they had a house, they would turn their garage. That's where we all hung out and played darts and stuff, so I get that.
Right.
So, it is in the garage and their driveway that Harrouff killed the couple. A neighbor by the name of Jeff Fisher tried to intervene when he heard the commotion outside, but he was also attacked by Harrouff. Bleeding from his injuries, he ran back to his home and called 911. Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
So at the scene, a bloody knife and a pair of scissors were found. And
Looks like a bench. What's it called?
Benchmade?
Yeah, Benchmade.
Benchmade.
With the butterfly on it.
Yeah, a little clip on
It
it.
looks serrated too.
You can see the hair. It's very bloody. The blood clots on it. Man, that is a brutal looking picture.
Yeah. No doubt that's some of his blood too, though. Because that's what happens whenever you get attacked with a knife. You definitely cut yourself and the others.
That's true. So when Martin County Sheriff's deputies arrived, they used a taser on Harrouff, kicked him in the head, and used a law enforcement dog to remove him from Stephen's body. So they couldn't physically remove him. They
could not get him off of him.
He was full on attacking. That is, wow.
Like he was some kind of beast
Yeah.
mode.
Like,
real.
he was full on beast mode.
For real.
It was like a dog with a bone. Except the bone was in his body.
That makes sense.
Wow. A human face.
At one point, deputies say that the former Florida State University student even told deputies to just kill me. At this point, he is begging. He's like begging to be killed. Just put a bullet in my head. Be done with it. And then there was also bloody sneakers found on scene amongst other evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Which they're black Nikes, but I'd expect them to be a lot bloodier. But that's still quite a bit of blood.
Yeah.
So Harrouff, he was taken to St. Mary's Medical Center for a health evaluation. Law enforcement officers say they do not know what prompted the attacks, but believe it may have been drug-fueled. The theory is later debunked by toxicology reports. Now, because see, I have heard of people being high on PCP or K2 and
That's
attacking.
what I thought he did was K2.
That's what I was thinking. This case, but I think it's I'm getting it mixed up with another case because there have where they just will pull people's face off, even their own face.
That's crazy, but fascinating at the same time.
It's so wild what drugs, how they alter the mind and what they will make you do.
Yep, exactly.
So on August 23rd, 2016, Austin Harrouff's father, Wade, tells the Palm Beach Post his son remains in the hospital and his organs are failing. Though he was conscious, when he arrived at the hospital, the sheriff's office said that Harrouff was in critical condition and put under sedation. Investigators believe he drank something from inside the garage where the fatal attacks occurred, damaging his organs.
What? I wonder what they think he drank.
It's, to this date, it's still unknown. They don't know.
Really?
Yeah, they couldn't find anything.
So, I mean, why do they say that, though?
I would imagine toxicology.
Did you see an open, empty bottle is what made them think that, though?
I mean, I'm being in a garage. There's going to be empty bottles or open bottles, open containers of stuff, but...
Yeah, because it says they believe that he drank something from inside the garage.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it. They had all kinds of pesticides and stuff sitting out where there's a blood trail.
But didn't he just walk up on them and just start slaying when they were outside? There was no... I mean, it's not like he had time to go through his garage and drink anything like that.
No, he just pretty much attacked. So I wonder.
He had to have ingested whatever it was before he even got to their garage.
Well, we know he drank cooking oil. But what did he drink from the cooking oil to the people's house?
Or take.
So on August 24th, 2016, Wade Harrouff tells the Post he blames mental illness for his son's actions. Well, no shit. It is mental illness.
Because didn't he punch his father at that restaurant?
They got into it. They were arguing.
I think he punched him. If memory serves me correctly, I don't know.
So, in the hours and days after the fatal attacks, law enforcement officers said they believed a reaction to a designer drug such as bath salts or flakka prompted the attacks. Bath salts, that's another one.
Yeah, we heard about bath salts in another case, didn't we?
Yes.
That was non-existent.
Mm-hmm. So, he said that he knows it's not flakka-induced, Wade Harrouff said. He said, the weird behavior is coming from schizophrenia in my family.
Okay.
Yes, schizophrenia can cause a lot of things to happen.
I've also worked with people elderly, like I'm doing now, but they were worse than dementia.
Yeah.
They were schizophrenics and delusional and...
Once a person... you get into, one, you've got this mental health already going on with schizophrenia and the way you could just... Your mind is altered with it. And then all of a sudden, if dementia sets in, I can't imagine the world that they're living in their head.
I know. And that might be why he's saying, just kill me.
Because he didn't want to live with it.
He's not liking that. But I wonder if this was his first break.
I'm not sure. But if I have any listeners out there, we have any listeners out there, if you're experiencing any symptoms, any schizophrenia, any mental health, please, please, please seek help.
Right. For sure. 211, right?
Yes.
211.
On August 26, 2016, Harrouff is conscious at St. Mary's Medical Center, but remains in the hospital for several more weeks as he recovers. On September 7th, Wade Harrouff appears on Dr. Phil McGraw's TV show. Well, everybody goes on fucking Phil McGraw, don't they?
Of course, because he gets it. He can get everybody. He can interview anybody.
Dr. Phil.
I know.
I'm going to catch flack for this, but Dr. Phil just irritates me. He irritates me. I'm sorry, I said it. Kimberly said it.
Somebody said he was really mean.
I've heard that. People that work in the industry, they say that he's not tolerable.
He sure comes across that way on TV.
He's like all loving and stuff. You. So, Austin must have some must have some psychological break. I'm not trying to excuse what happened. He cared a lot about people. Something went way wrong.
Is this still his dad?
This is a quote from Wade Harrouff
Yeah.
talking to Dr. Phil.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to look up that episode then.
Yeah, I am too. So now we're in October 3rd. After weeks in recovery, Austin leaves the hospital and is booked into the Martin County jail, on 2 counts of first-degree murder, attempted murder, and burglary.
Burglary?
Well, he walked onto their property without permission.
Okay.
November 2016, after news of Austin Harrouff saying he ate humans made international headlines. Like, we're not just America-wide, we're worldwide. People for the ethical treatment of animals. Oh, here goes PETA. Sent a letter to the Martin County Sheriff's Office asking that the team be put on a vegan diet while in jail. Okay.
What?
Hear me out. Yes, he ate human meat. But why? And I love a good Impossible Burger. Shout out to Wahlburgers because your Impossible Burger is the bomb.
Amazing.
But why we gonna make somebody go vegan? No offense to any of my vegans out there.
How is this any of PETA's business?
Because he ate a human, so now he deserves to be vegan.
Your business is animals.
So on November 23rd, 2016, in hundreds of pages of court documents released by the 19th Judicial Circuit State Attorney's Office, that's a mouthful, a toxicology report from the Federal Bureau of Investigation says no designer drugs were found in Austin's system, only trace amounts of marijuana. Marijuana is not going to make you react like that.
Not going to make you go crazy like that.
No, not unless it was laced with something, and obviously it was not laced.
Right.
So in the hours before the attacks, friends and family said Austin Harrouff had been acting strangely. They said he tried to test his powers, and I'm doing quotes here, test his powers, and said things like, I've become like almost immortal.
Wow.
I'm sorry, one of my friends come up to me and say that. I'm going to look at them like, you need a grippy sock vacation.
Sounds a little crazy.
So the 19-year-old's internet searches gave more insight into what he was thinking in the days and hours before the homicides.
Okay.
Investigators said his Google searches consisted of questions about needing sleep, so does mine, white magic, how to know if you're going crazy.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, don't Google that. And several other topics.
Well, maybe that's a sign that he knew something was wrong with him, though.
He's thinking something's off.
Yeah.
But Dr. Google is not your friend.
WebMD does not know everything.
No.
It doesn't know when you're having a psychotic break.
So, February 28, 2017, the 19th Judicial Circuit State Attorney's Office released 22 minutes of unedited video of Austin Harrouff's interview with Dr. Phil McGraw after weeks of court hearings battling over its release. The interview took place over video chat while Harrouff was at St. Mary's and just days before his arrest.
Wasn't he, when he did go in front of a judge, didn't he cry and stuff? I felt like he had remorse whenever he was,
I
coming back to reality.
I think so.
I thought I saw him on a...
So, to quote Austin in the interview,
here we go, yeah.
He says, I'm so sorry, and I never wanted this to happen. He said, it's like a nightmare. I don't know how to put it into words. Man. So, yeah, he's feeling that remorse.
For sure he is.
So, John Stevens before told the Post he doesn't believe Austin Harrouff's crocodile tears in the Dr. Phil interview.
Well, of course he doesn't.
Mr. Stevens said, sure, he looks sad and disheveled, but he's not sad about what he did. He's sad that he's about to go to jail. Which, they say that about a lot of them, too. A lot of them, when they start boo-hooing and crying and...
Yeah.
So, March 2nd, 2017, Harrouff's interview with Dr. Phil is aired on TV, showing more in the interview than what was previously provided in public records request, which led to more court hearings fighting over the release of all footage recorded by McGraw and his production company.
Wow.
You know, I can talk shit all I want about Dr. Phil, but he will get to the bottom of some things.
Yeah, he definitely will insert himself and figure it out.
So, June 2017, the state attorney's office in Martin County releases Austin Harrouff's jail calls. In these calls, his emotions, they range from being very apologetic to worried and sad for his actions to joking with his parents and complaining about how bored he is. Typical calls you're going to get from jail. August 15th, 2017, John Stevens talks to the Post about the loss of his father a year after his death, dealing with the international spotlight and raising his children without a grandfather. He's quoted as saying, "I look at my daughter every day and think how much joy he would have gotten out of knowing her. But he's not here," Stevens said of his father. "And then I think about how I'm going to have to explain this to her one day." That's a hard thing to have to think about.
That's very hard.
Because how do you describe that, you know?
You gotta wait till a certain
Age to get into
age,
the...
yeah, to make them understand what that transition is.
Yeah.
You know?
So, December 5th, 2017, Austin Harrouff's attorneys Robert Watson and Nellie King file a notice of intent to use the insanity defense during his first-degree murder trial. August 7th, 2018, Michelle Mischon's family files a wrongful death lawsuit against Austin Harrouff. It's quoted, they said, "We want justice for Michelle and John." Jody Bruce, Michelle's sister, read from a written statement outside the Martin County Courthouse. "Harrouff will pay for what he has done. If not with his life, then with the only thing we can get from him, which is a civil judgment. August 15th, 2018, 2 years after her father and stepmother's death, Ivy Stevens spoke with the Post about learning to cope with the loss. "My hope is that one day, when I think of them, I can veer my focus off the brutality of their murders and have happy memories instead," she said in an interview with the Palm Beach Post, the first she has given since their deaths. But I don't know if that's ever going to happen. And that's hard when you lose a parent or both parents. I mean, dealing just with the death of losing one of them it's rough.
Both.
But then to lose them in such a brutal way.
I know it's much easier to take a death of someone that you love that was, natural versus, because you're always going to think like, well, did they suffer? How long were they asleep when this part of it happened, or you always have that wonder for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Unless you're told and it's known, but I don't think that's known if the person's not here anymore.
I can't imagine being eaten alive.
I can only hope that if that kind of thing happens, like when watching Shark Week all week, right?
Yes.
So if you get bit by a shark, I think I'm just hoping and praying that it's just
quick.
dead, and you're immediately into shock and you feel nothing because your adrenaline's going so bad, because I just can't even.
I don't want to feel that. I want
no. And if this was a knife, if this was a machete attack, oh my God,
that's a brutal attack.
That is, yeah, that's hard. It's worse than harsh. But yeah,
that's
intense.
So, February 6, 2019, Martin County Judge Sherwood Bauer schedules the trial for November 4th. March 28, 2019, a 38-page report by forensic psychologist Dr. Philip Resnick says Austin Harrouff believed he was half dog, half man the day he brutally beat Stevens and Mischon to death and was found biting one of their faces in Martin County. He wrote Harrouff suffered from severe mental disease, in particular bipolar disorder and acute manic episodes with psychotic features and clinical, I get
Lycanthropy.
lycanthropy. I don't know why that tongue ties me. Delusions, also known as werewolf syndrome.
That's crazy.
So June 17th, my anniversary, like that date, 2019, Bauer denies Austin Harrouff's defense attorney's motion to find Florida's insanity defense law unconstitutional. Defense attorney Robert Watson argued the state law's requirement for a defendant to prove insanity by a clear and convincing standard wrongly shifts the burden of proof from the state to the defendant.
Okay.
Oh, hold up a minute here. He's got mental illness.
Yeah.
So in the act, he clearly was not in his right mind.
Right.
So how would insanity not apply here?
That's what I would like to know.
Like, am I missing something? Or am I just, my blondness is not allowing me to see this?
No.
That's interesting. So Bauer agrees to let prosecutors audio record a psychological examination with Austin Harrouff. During the same hearing, Bauer canceled a September status check without setting a new date, which called into question whether the November 4th trial date will even remain in place. But, y'all, wait. There's more.
Oh, God.
He could end up walking the streets again without ever going to trial.
How is that possible?
We're getting there. But just imagine.
Oh, my God.
Just think about it. So Austin Harrouff, 25 as of last year, was deemed not guilty by reason of insanity.
Whoa.
After 6 years of delays, friends and relatives of the slain couple expected the case to go to trial Monday, November 28th in 2022, but were stunned to learn that the matter was settled. Okay.
I wonder how the family felt about that.
Well, I'm going to say if you have that pillow to scream into, you may want to grab it.
Oh, Jesus.
So the family was obviously distraught and angry and hurt and rather pissed off at this point. Cindy Mischon, the sister of Michelle, was quoted to have said, "Here we are opening the prison's door for a double murderer. 4 words come to mind. White, rich boy, justice."
Oh. Well, first things first is he wasn't rich. His parents were rich.
Yeah.
So. But, okay.
But this is a tough one because he was out of his mind. He clearly has mental health problems going on.
I mean, we're not talking about, Letitia Stout care insanity.
Yeah, we're talking
Sounds
about
to me like this is
a legit case.
Real deal. Especially if it runs in the father's family.
Yeah.
For sure.
So this is where it's kind of like, I can't, it's like, okay, so he does deserve justice. That family deserves justice and closure because 2 people were attacked and killed. But when you have like a Letitia Stout case where she's like, "Oh, I was insane when I did it." No, bitch, you weren't. You sit your ass down over there. Whereas this case, yeah, there is something not right up here.
I mean, I don't know of very many doctors that will say, yeah, he was definitely, got some mental issues going on and this is what they are. For them to actually acknowledge it and get legit testing and real doctors for him, you know? I don't know if medication will help you being a murderer, but if you had a lapse in your mental...
My producer's going to get me in a second, but look at Andrea Yates. Look at all the time that she's been incarcerated at a mental hospital after everything that happened with her killing her kids. She comes up with for parole, but she doesn't want out. She wants to stay in place. And that's fine. Leave her be. She's thriving where she's at. So, I mean, there is not
I
saying
think she helps other inmates and
she
stuff.
does. So, not to say that, it's a bad thing, but versus your case with Letitia Stout, where that case was just a roller coaster of lies.
A sham.
Yeah. So, Harrouff, who attacked the couple in their garage, will now be sent to a mental hospital rather than a jail cell and could be released outright if he's no longer deemed a threat to others.
And I'd love to know who says that, because I don't think that you can be the judge of that when you are not in that person's mind. You might know their sickness, but you can't say, yeah, he's good to go now, and then something happens later. How can a doctor even say, oh, you're okay, you can go out in the world now, when you don't really know what they're capable of?
I mean, people every day with medication management are able to put, live a functional life.
That's if they take it.
That's if they take it.
Right.
Schizophrenics, bipolar, manic depressants, you take that medicine. I mean, it changes your brain chemistry and the way you respond and think and look at things. So does mental illness. So once you take that medicine and you kind of combine the two together, it's just, one, the person has to be willing to stay on that medication, go in for their checks, make sure they're still doing their therapy, whatever they need to do to keep their mind right.
Yeah.
And if they don't do that, then one variable just gets thrown off and he could go out and kill again.
Yep.
So I would, honestly, if I was the victim's family, I would be upset.
For sure. For sure.
So Harrouff and his parents, including his dentist father, Wade, they had to throw out there he was a dentist, really? Come on. Asserted that he was mentally ill at the time of the incident, and his attorneys issued a not guilty plea. The victim's family angrily rejected that portrayal, arguing that Harrouff was a coddled drug addict who was cognizant of the crime he committed. I didn't really know you could brutally murder two people, attempt to kill another, and not even have a trial, said Jody Bruce, another sister of Mischon.
Yeah, there must be something huge with that for them not to even. I mean, they didn't say he was mentally incompetent. They just said he's insane.
Yeah.
Time, right?
I mean, who's to say he couldn't have sat through a trial? Maybe they didn't want to put him through that. But he's not the victim in this case.
Exactly. So they're treating him like he is, though.
Yeah. So his insanity defense hinged largely on the FBI toxicology results that showed no drugs in his system after the crime. And the determination... There goes my words again.
Determination?
Thank you. I get stumbled. Determination from 3 doctors that he had a severe psychotic break.
Yeah.
Cindy Mischon mocked that narrative and read from a long list of text messages Harrouff wrote in the months and days leading up to the slayings. He cataloged his almost daily drug use and frequent blackouts in the correspondence, telling friends that he drank heavily and indulged in cocaine, prescription pills, mushrooms, methamphetamine, codeine, Adderall, and heroin.
And he wasn't still working out too or something? Was he taking... I thought he was working out. Maybe that's a different guy.
So, Michonne objected to the notion that Harrouff was grappling with organic mental illness during the murders and was unable to process his actions. So basically, they're thinking that he was in his mind. He was just out of his mind on drugs. Alright, so in the days before the crime, Harrouff wrote to a friend of his desire for fame. He said, "Why the fuck just not do what you want?" he wrote. "Just do the craziest shit you can. I just want to be great before I die." Well, who doesn't? I don't want to murder people, though. I don't want to be known for murder.
How is that being great?
Yeah, that's not being great, dude.
No, it's not being great.
Change direction.
Squirrel.
Yeah. So in another message, Harrouff said he wondered if he was insane, but concluded otherwise. He said, I thought I was crazy, but really not. He wrote, I just know that for me, personally, the drugs are taking a toll on me, and I can't handle. So Michelle also took aim at Harrouff's father, who appeared on Dr. Phil in 2018 to advocate for his son and to outline his mental health problems.
Okay, I can't be mad at the dad for doing that.
No, I mean, he's just trying to have his son's back.
Exactly.
He said he had the symptoms for about 2 weeks prior, he said during the appearance. I just thought he'd snap out of it. He went from a happy person to he can't sleep, pacing the floors. He could barely work. He was tired. There's no question that he had mental problems.
I wonder if he took something that left his system before the toxicology.
That's what I'm thinking. He had to. I mean, some drugs metabolize out pretty quick, but then usually it depends on how far back they can.
Yeah.
And what
I
type.
mean, still, I can get down with the psychotic break with him, but
there's still something
what was
else
the
going on
catalyst to it? I mean, your brain really just flip a switch sometimes if you're psychotic, bipolar. I mean, if that's the case, that gives me much pause.
Yeah.
For my own family.
I'm just. How does it make you flip a switch that quick to want to eat somebody's face off?
That's what I'm wondering.
That's what I don't understand. So, Harrouff's father also highlighted that his son drank some sort of caustic chemical after the murders as evidence of his mental instability. So, after he...
Must be talking about the oil, the cooking oil?
I thought the cooking oil was before. He's saying he drank something out of the garage after he killed the people.
Oh, after the murders.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I got you.
In rebutting that framing, Mischon noted that Harrouff's father bought him the knife he used in the killings at a gun show the day before the crime.
And I would think if his dad suspected anything about his son being psychotic, having psychotic, whatever, delusional, whatever, he wouldn't have given him a knife.
No.
I just hate that sometimes. I hate it for the victims the most. But, as a parent, you have to look at it from a parent's standpoint of view, too, as their child was the one that committed it, but everyone blames the parent for what their child decided to do.
And technically, it wasn't even a child.
If they stand behind their child.
Yeah.
No matter how old they are, or young, or whatever.
I mean, that's what you do as a parent. You stand behind your child. But honestly, millions of people go to gun shows every weekend and buy like a random knife or gun or machete. And it's not to say, oh, well,
that's
you
what
went
I'm
there.
saying. But if people say, well, you provided him with the murder weapon, like I didn't know that at the time.
It was a souvenir from a show.
Yeah, I knew he would like it. Type of
thing. That's yeah.
Anyways, I feel bad for the perpetrators' parents as well.
They're victims in it as well.
They are. They truly are. I mean, even Brian Koberger's parents.
Yes.
We have to.
Yeah. The parents they're suffering too.
For sure.
Mischon is quoted as saying, he let you buy a knife when he thought you were crazy. It's just not believable. The grieving sister said she was baffled by the reluctance of the state's attorney's office to pursue the case further. I asked myself, why are we here today? She said. Why is there no trial? Why is my family being denied justice?
Exactly.
I would be right there too going, wait a minute. Whoa.
Where is our day in court?
Where's our day?
Right.
My family members are dead now because of him.
Yep.
Why are we not getting our time? Bruce mocked the lawyer sitting at the prosecution table Monday after her siblings' lengthy address to the court. My sister just put on the case for you, she said. That is sad. Amplifying that 3 reputable doctors deemed Harrouff insane, the judge explained the plea deal to the packed courtroom after the victim's relatives spoke. In the end, they do need to follow the law, Bauer said. The defense has the obligation to assess the defendant's mental health for both competency and insanity. They are obligated to do that in every single case.
Mm-hmm.
He also rejected the argument that Harrouff's high-priced lawyers tipped the legal scales, noting that most insanity defenses are brought on behalf of indigent defendants by legal aid attorneys.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Bauer is quoted as saying, "It's a sad case. It's an awful case. But nobody is losing sight. I can tell you I'm not in the death and injuries that were sustained in this case. But when it all gets said and done, the state and the defense have made a determination that mental intent was not formulated, that it wasn't there. So the defendant is technically not guilty by reason of insanity." Wow.
That's crazy.
I need everyone, let's take a big deep breath. Woosah out.
Woosah.
Scream into that pillow.
Man.
That was a rough case. Wow.
Can you imagine those cops, though?
Can you imagine walking onto that scene?
It's crazy. And the way they said they struggled to get him off.
He
would not let go.
Beast mode at that point.
Man.
Oh my
That was
God.
scary.
Those poor cops.
Hey, I'm surprised he's not dead, honestly.
Yeah, he wanted them to kill him.
Honestly. I mean, it took how many cops to get him off?
Quite a few.
Yeah. Well, all right, my crime crazy people. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. To see all of our source material, please consult the show notes. And don't forget to click that subscribe, follow button, and follow us on our social media at Veil of Humanity Podcast, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook.
Hosted by Kimberly Taylor and Melonie Yelvington. Produced and edited by Courtney Santos. A Bronx Bay production. Okay, Bronx, tell them we will see them again next week.